You remember when everyone said Cristiano was finished? Washed. Done. MLS next, bro. Sit down, grab a drink, and let me walk you through how that narrative aged like milk in the sun. And hey, if you're one of those he only scores tap-ins people, breathe. We'll hold your hand through the trauma. We start in 2021. Deadline day. Chaos. Manchester United announced Ronaldo's return on August 27th and the internet basically short-circuits. Shirt sales explode in 24 hours, smashing records. Even bigger than Messi's PSG wave. He gets the 7 back, the place loses its mind, and on his second debut against Newcastle, he drops 2 goals in a 4-1 win like it's a casual Sunday. Tell me you didn't get goosebumps. Be honest. You did that little don't cry swallow, didn't you? From there, it's the Champions League drama pack. Villarreal, late winner. Atalanta, last-minute rescue mission. You know the script. 90-plus Ronaldo time, defenders looking at each other like the fire alarm's gone off and nobody knows where the exit is. On November 23rd, he becomes the first player to score in 5 straight UCL games for an English club. A week later, you blink and it's December 2nd, he scores twice against Arsenal and flies past 800 career goals. 800. How do you call somebody finished when they're busy inventing round numbers nobody else reaches? Season ends and the man has 24 goals in 39 games, with 18 in the Premier League. He makes the Premier League Team of the Year, wins United's Sir Matt Bisbee Player of the Year, and leaves the rest of us wondering which multivitamin he's on. I mean, seriously, what ab workout is that? But here's the twist. Individually, great. Team, not so much. United finished 6th with 58 points, worst Premier League tally in the club's history. Atletico Madrid knocked them out in the round of 16. 5th straight trophyless season. For Ronaldo, it's his first season without a trophy since 2010. That's like your friend who always gets A's suddenly bringing home a C and telling you it's a learning opportunity. Translation? Pain. Then we hit 2022, and yeah, it gets messy. October 19th. United are beating Spurs 2-0. Ten Hag tells Ronaldo to come on late. Ronaldo says no. Heads down the tunnel before full-time, leaves Old Trafford. Next match, he's suspended. Trains with the U21s. Ten Hag confirms it publicly. And you, watching at home, go from he's a hero to oh no, not like this. Have you ever sent a text you wish you could unsend? That game was the football version. And then, kaboom. The Piers Morgan interview in November. I want to express everything, he says before the recording. When Morgan warns this might mean leaving United, he says, I know. The interview lands like a meteor. He criticizes the club's management and the owners. Says he felt betrayed. Says he had no respect for Ten Hag because Ten Hag had no respect for him. People were either nodding or uninstalling Twitter. There was no in-between. On November 22nd, United announced mutual termination. 67 words, and that's the end. Ronaldo replies that he loves United and the fans, but it's time for a new challenge. If this were a movie, the camera would cut to black right there and your popcorn would run out. But Cristiano doesn't do end credits. He does sequels. World Cup 2022 arrives days later. He becomes the first man to score in 5 World Cups with that penalty against Ghana, which is absurd. But overall, it's not his tournament. 1 goal total. Shot conversion around 9%. Portugal bow out to Morocco in the quarters. Cue the think pieces. Finished. Past it. He should retire. Quick question. Why are we like this? January 1st, 2023. Reset. Ronaldo signs for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Biggest salary on earth. Everyone says retirement league. You ever notice how people announce something's irrelevant right before it takes over the timeline? Watch what happens next. Summer 2023, the floodgates open. Neymar to Al Hilal, Benzema to Al Ittihad. Kante follows. Mane joins Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Firmino and Mahrez go to Al Ahly. Henderson, Laporte, Koulibaly, Mendy, Fofana, big names everywhere. Saudi clubs spend close to $1 billion in one window and sign 90-plus players from Europe's top leagues. Neymar literally says Ronaldo started it, and people who called him crazy should probably send flowers. Even the BBC calls him the face of a football revolution in Asia. Retirement move, huh? More like a pivot that redirected traffic. But this isn't just about transfers, it's about performance. 2023-24 rolls around and he posts one of the best seasons of his life. At 39, 50 goals in 51 matches in all competitions. His best since that 51-goal season in 2015-16 at Real Madrid. In the league, 35 and 31, Golden Boot, and a new single-season Saudi Pro League record, passing Abderrazak Hamdallah's 34. And before you say penalties, breathe. He's feasting from open play, from counters, from set pieces, from whatever angle you forgot to defend. He adds 6 goals in 8 AFC Champions League matches, chips in across the King Cup and the Arab Super Cup games, and by May 2025, his Al Nassr total is 99 goals in 111 matches, 74 in the league, 14 in Asia's top comp. The pace is outrageous. You know when your video game career mode striker is too easy and you feel guilty scoring? He's doing that to actual professionals. Let's talk Legacy Glue. The Nations League, June 2025. Portugal versus Germany in Munich for the semi-final. He scores the winner in a 2-1 victory. His first ever senior win over Germany. Do you know how many football lists that checks off in one night? Beat Germany in Germany is a pretty cool line for the biography. Final against Spain at the Allianz. Spain score, Portugal hit back, Spain score again. At 61 minutes, Ronaldo equalizes. Yes, at 40. The game goes into extra time, then penalties. Portugal win 5-3. The camera finds him in tears, hugging Roberto Martinez, telling the world nothing feels better than winning for Portugal and that captaining this generation is a joy and a duty. It's not corny if it's true. And it was true. Portugal become the first team to win the Nations League twice, 2019 and 2025. That gives Ronaldo 3 international trophies with his country: Euro 2016, Nations League 2019, Nations League 2025. For a guy people used to say only cared about club numbers, the national team chapter is looking pretty historic. Quick vibe check. Still finished, or should we retire that word? And he's not just collecting medals, he's still updating spreadsheets. In 2025 alone, he's passed 30 goals for club and country. He's averaged more than 50 per calendar year since 2010, dipping under 39 only once in a decade and a half. The career tally? In October 2025, he's sitting in the mid-900s, 952 career goals over 1,299 games, with 143 for Portugal and 805 at club level. Let me ask you something stupid. If that's finished, what's prime? Do goals only count when they arrive with European weather? There's more. He becomes the all-time top scorer in World Cup qualifying, 41 in 51, jumping Carlos Ruiz and keeping Messi in the rearview. He's not only winning the race, he's adding scenic detours for fun. Let's rewind to the low point for a second. The Spurs incident, the tunnel walk, the suspension, the interview. Those were real. The criticism was real. The doubt was loud. He could have done the quiet farewell tour. Smile, wave, score a few, sell shirts, roll credits. Instead, he rewrites the second act. He doesn't leave football, he reroutes it. He doesn't avoid pressure, he orders extra. How did he do it? Yes, the physical stuff. Sleep is scheduled like a business meeting. Recovery is a religion. Nutrition is a spreadsheet. But the real answer is the thing you can't measure with a heart monitor. The obsession. The refusal to accept the last headline as the final chapter. That's why at 40 he's sprinting into the box for a 61st minute equalizer in the final. That's why he's still at 30 plus for the year while most of his generational peers are retired, on TV, or somewhere pretending paddle tennis scratches the itch. Remember that first season back at United? He did his job. 24 in 39 for a team that forgot where the brake and accelerator were. The exit was ugly. He owned his feelings on TV and then owned the pitch on another continent. Remember Qatar? A tough month. He comes back, hits a 50-goal season, and kneecaps the falling off graph. Remember the retirement league jokes? He turned them into press releases announcing new signings. And no, he hasn't stopped at medals and milestones. There's one target sitting on the horizon like a boss fight: 1,000 career goals. Given where he is in October 2025, already in the 900s and still clocking, he's on track to hit it within a year if the body holds and the finishing boot keeps talking. You know he's eyeing it. You can see it in the way he still celebrates like it's 2011. Who celebrates a tap-in like a first kiss? A person who refuses to be finished. So where does that leave us? With a story that sounds made up. A 36-year-old returns to England and drags a limping team through big nights. A messy exit. A World Cup that stings. A leap into the new league everyone mocked, then everyone joined. A record-breaking season at 39. A Nations League title at 40. A goals total inching toward a number we used to only say while joking. Let me ask you two things. First, were we too quick to write him off? Or did he need that doubt to reload the rocket? Because nothing fuels him like a debate. Tell the man he's done and suddenly you're a supporting character in episode 2. Second, when he finally stops, whenever that is, what are you going to remember? The tunnel at Old Trafford or the equaliser at the Allianz? The interview or the revolution? The critics or the scoreboard that didn't stop ticking? He was finished, right? Cool. Then he scored 50 at 39, lifted a trophy at 40, and turned a new league into a destination. Maybe the lesson isn't about Ronaldo at all. Maybe it's about us. Don't call the last chapter when the pen is still moving. And if you made it this far, answer me this like you're texting a friend. Is he hitting 1,000? Or are you going to bet against the guy who keeps making the word finished look ridiculous?